The fall of the Roman Empire.
Fall of the Roman Empire.
Where are we on that right now?
That's the big story. They're in the midst of it. It's like a 15-year deal.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, we can't be going week to week here, as Bill Powell used to say.
No. I told you they may come back and make the playoffs here. They're very, very likely. It's not saying likely, but it's absolute possibility now. And so that was a great win for them yesterday. That was a great win for the organization.
I think so,
Big
too.
win for them. They beat a good team, and they did it in an exciting fashion, and their offense is, as long as Haley just stays away from them, they just put him on vacation. Let Ben run the show. They're going to be fine.
I've been critical of Ben Roethlisberger the last couple of years when I think he's deserved it when he's made some dumb plays and gotten fumbles that he shouldn't get because he plays on that edge where he holds on to the ball. That's what makes him. That's to me what makes him great. But he's also had some bad games recently, cost him some games, and thrown some dumb interceptions and made some bad turnovers, including this year. But yesterday, I don't think he's ever been better than he was yesterday in the second. Maybe the whole game, but the second half,
he was phenomenal. And they're crazy to not just let him run the no huddle the entire year like Jim Kelly used to do with the Bills. Just let him go.
What's really funny about this?
Let him go.
What's really funny about this is that we're talking about a quarterback calling his own plays, right? Now, and people saying just let the quarterback call his own plays, and people look at that when you hear them say that. Someone say that, people react like, well, that's really a crazy thing to say. Why would you? What about the offensive coordinator, that guy that stands on the sideline with the clipboard, or the guy who's up there on the headphones? You can't, for the first 80 years of football, that's what happened. That's why it's called Monday Morning Quarterback. That's the show. That's Peter King's.
Yeah. Tom Landry changed that. Landry changed everything.
Paul Brown started sending messenger guards
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Paul Brown was the real guy that started.
Chuck Noll was one of his first messengers. He would send the guard in with a play.
You're absolutely right about that.
And I don't know if he did it on every play, but
Landry did it with his alternating quarterbacks in '71.
He tried that.
Morton and Staubach were alternating quarterbacks on
every
plays.
play.
Every play.
That was dumb. Didn't last it about a game and a half.
It lasted one game against Chicago. They lost it. I was watching.
Really?
I was watching it. Yeah.
So that was the only time he tried
it. Did it for one game. The alternating quarterbacks.
I give him credit for trying.
It's crazy. Oh, Landry was one of the greatest coaches that ever lived in any sport.
Yeah.
He was an innovator, like Tommy Prothro, like Paul Brown. These guys are innovators.
This is the thing about to me. There's so many things that the game we can dissect the game and what happened on this play and that play, but the reaction to the fake field goal, where people are writing stories that saying the fake field goal cost them the game.
Well, it's a typical stinking media. They'd all said the guy was a genius if it was a touchdown.
No, but it's the way people look at the NFL. It's why the NFL is in danger of becoming a boring, predictable, somebody does try something, it didn't work, and they look at the entire game, everything that happened in that game, and somehow they're able to come up with the idea that not getting 3 points there cost them the game. It just didn't.
You know what? The reason they lost that game was their receivers dropped a bunch of catchable touchdowns.
Right.
And they needed to stop them on a 97-yard drive. So they had plenty of opportunities to win that game. The fake field goal I thought was a good call, and I could understand why he was doing it. He wanted to put them away. He knew that Ben was going to go down and score again. He knew it. He knew it.
Well, I don't know about that. That's a theory. I'll buy that theory as much as I'll buy the momentum theory.
And he saw something on film.
But they're all
theories. Something.
They're all theories. And the final score was 37-23, 14 points. If he gets the third
with a meaningless, the one that touchdown at the end didn't mean anything.
No, it wasn't. It was a hammer that ended the game.
I understand.
But the point is, it's people. I knew as soon as it was no good. I mean, the fake didn't work. That people were going to reduce the entire game to that if the Steelers would win the game, and they'll say, well, if he gets the field goal there, it's 30-23, and the Steelers are there. They're just it's the momentum. Well, what if he gets a touchdown and they're up by 11, and that means the Steelers would have gotten on the bus and gone home, I guess. Yeah, right. If the fake works,
I agree.
Then that means the game would have been over.
I think the game's over.
I don't know. That's another theory, but it didn't work.
Right.
But so that's to me also part of it is this thing about quarterbacks calling plays. Wouldn't it be great if we found out that Ben Roethlisberger called 95% of the plays yesterday? Then that's why they won the game. Wait, and so somebody came up with this concept. Says, you know what? we're going to have we're not going to have our quarterback is going to call our plays from now on, and everybody will be going, "Whoa, what do you mean you can't do that? What do you mean? That's what used to happen in football. That's the way
it did. And
in high school football, the quarterbacks call the plays, or they signaled in every single play. Well, why is that? Do you think? Is it that complicated?
Put that kind of pressure on the kid. I don't know.
No, but seriously, what has? I mean, I understand at the NFL level, it's complicated and all that.
Because you have the reason that you call the plays. Obviously, when you're a coach, you have the eye in the sky. You're seeing stuff that you don't think the quarterback can maybe see on the field. I think it depends on who the quarterback is.
But Ben Roethlisberger didn't have an eye in the sky.
I'm with you. That's why I think it depends who the quarterback is. Why would I have Ben call the plays if I was the offensive coordinator? And I would have, because Ben, I would trust Ben to know what his skill set is going to allow at this moment. In fact, That's why I think Haley's been an idiot. And of course, it was misguided anyway to bring him in, because Ben has a special skill set. He's 1 in a million. He's a Hall of Famer. He's different than a lot of quarterbacks we've ever seen. Okay?
No question.
That's why I want him calling the plays, because Ben's going to call a play that he thinks he can make, that the moron Haley is not thinking Ben's skill set. He's thinking, can Kent Grant make this play? You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. So
I think too many coaches think you can just plug anybody into their system.
It's all about them. It's all about their genius. The genius of Todd Haley and his strategy. Other than I got this guy Ben Roethlisberger, who's not afraid to go back in the end zone, dodge 7 guys, and throw it 30 yards down the field. That's what Ben wants to do, and he's really good at it.
Yeah,
but that's too risky for a lot of offensive coordinators. Right. That's why I want Ben calling the plays. Now, if I was running another team with an ordinary quarterback, then I think you let the offensive coordinator call the plays, but you got a special guy here. I mean, when you have a Peyton Manning, when you have an Aaron Rodgers, when you have a Ben Roethlisberger, when you have a Drew Brees, you let them call the plays because they're special talents. Right. And I think if I'm a head coach, I'm putting my money on the quarterback with a special talent, knowing what's best at this time, than an offensive coordinator sitting in a booth. But I